But up first, in hour number one, he's also going to be at Heroes and Legends 4, the one and only legendary Carlito. How are you tonight, sir?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. We also have tonight our partners in crime, Zane Paisley. You doing okay tonight, ZP?
I am cool.
You are too cool, man. And then we've also got the Morning Star, Will Huckabee, joining us. How you doing, Will?
I'm doing great, man. Super excited for this interview as usual.
All right. Let's get on talking to Mr. Cologne tonight. I was going through a lot of information on you today and didn't realize that you were also of Canadian citizenship. How'd that come about?
I'm half Canadian. Yeah, my mother was from Toronto, so by default, I'm Canadian.
Yeah. Sounds easy enough. Go ahead, Zane. You're up, buddy.
Well, very nice to talk with you. I'm very excited to meet you this weekend at the Fun Dome in Fort Wayne for part of Heroes and Legends 4. What have you been up to in the last couple months? Have you been traveling around the United States, or you been staying in Puerto Rico?
No, I live in the States. I've been doing a lot of traveling, basically still traveling the world, you know what I mean? But my main focus these past couple of days has been NBA 2K, and now I'm getting ready for NBA 2K15. That's where I'm really putting all my energy and all my focus. You know what I mean? I take this serious, you know what I mean?
So is LeBron going to be in a Cavs jersey or a Heat jersey?
He'll be in a Cavs jersey. I got to decide. Last year I was the Heat. That was my team, but now I got to change teams because they just disassembled my team. So now I'm still deciding on which team I should go with. I'm getting certain people are giving me different offers and different views, but I haven't decided yet which team I'm gonna roll with.
Okay, so can I put in a plug for the Indiana Pacers?
That's not gonna happen. No, they're not on my radar.
Oh man, I'm sure that PG's not hurt in the game.
Actually, online, if the guy gets hurt in the season, he's actually hurt in the game.
Oh, that's crazy. So what other games are you into then, Carlito?
I don't know. That's pretty much it for now. That's my main focus right now.
That's awesome.
I'm sure there's other stuff out there, but right now my main focus is NBA 2K.
So if anybody is a huge player of that, they can challenge you at Heroes and Legends 4?
If there's anybody out there, I'm tired of whooping Chris Masters' butt every week. So if there's any other competition out there, let me know.
Well, right now I'm going to kick it over to the Morning Star, Will Huckabee.
Good evening, Mr. Carlito. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. My first question, being a child of a wrestler, how much pressure do you think is on you every night when you go out to perform?
How much pressure?
Yes. Do you feel the pressure?
I don't know if those. I didn't really feel any pressure. I didn't, because I always felt I was doing my own thing. You know what I mean? Never tried to be my dad, try to be like my dad. I didn't try to be like any other wrestler out there. I always tried to be myself. So there's really no pressure when you're trying to be yourself. It was just, the only pressure was living up to my own standard of what I expected of myself.
Yeah, when you first got into, did your dad actually train you to be a wrestler, or did he send you somewhere else and let somebody else bring you into the business?
I started in this company. That's where I started. I didn't really have training per se. I kind of just learned in the ring. I only trained per se for about 3 weeks before my first match. It was about 2 days a week for about 3 weeks, and then the rest of the time I learned in the ring. So the training that he gave me was just would critique me after and tell me what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. But training as such, I didn't really have a certain training.
Yeah, can you remember who your first match was? And I'm assuming that you didn't go over.
No, I do remember. It was, I think it was in October of '99 against the guy they called El Exótico, which translates in English to the exotic one. He was a very flamboyant wrestler, and I remember I actually won my first match.
Wow, so kind of like a WWE, huh?
I guess, yeah, pretty much.
Rick, what do you have for Mr. Carlito?
Well, I didn't know Adrian Street wrestled in Puerto Rico, but that's cool. When you were wrestling at the Funking Conservatory, I guess, how involved were the Funks in, I guess, on getting you prepared for wrestling? Did you get to work at all with Dory Jr.?
Yeah, I did one. I just did one. I came and did one show.
Oh, just
one
show?
One day. My dad and Dory go way back. And, so I'd known Dory from, way before, since I was a little kid. And I just wanted to go in and do a show for him.
I know the Puerto Rican scene is so crazy and rabid as far as the fans are. When you were making your decision that you wanted to join the WWE, the fans obviously didn't take it too kindly. I guess what's your opinion on that?
Man, you guys are asking questions from way back. I got a terrible memory, so struggle for me to try to remember all this stuff. I don't remember. I just remember that the opportunity came, and I talked to my dad. He told me to go, and that's pretty much where it started and ended for me. I went under my dad's advice. He told me that it was the best thing for me, and so I decided to go.
So how did you get into the WWE? Is it something where they called you, or did you try out for them, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, they came down to Puerto Rico searching for talent, I guess, for the opposition. Did a different company, and I guess I believe it was Bruce Pritchard that saw me on Puerto Rican TV, and then he just recommended me, and then all of a sudden they called my dad a couple of weeks later, and they asked me to come up and do what's called a dark match, and I went up and did my first dark match. I believe it was against Tommy Dreamer. And then my second one against Jamie Noble, which was, the night after I did Raw and SmackDown. And then after that, they asked me to move up to OVW.
You think it was kind of a blessing not to put you with the Cologne name so early?
I guess. I mean, it didn't matter to me. I was going to do my own thing anyway. If you see my dad's work and my brother, I'm totally different from anything. So, I knew either way it wouldn't be a crutch for me. Or, I didn't, plus I didn't want to, hop on the name or something. I just wanted to do my own thing and earn everything on my own.
The cool thing about you is you're right. You're absolutely nothing like your father's style. I mean, when I think of, Carlos, I think of bloodbaths with Abdullah the Butcher. Growing up watching that kind of stuff, I guess, what was your thoughts on the business? I know initially you weren't really thinking of pro wrestling, but watching your dad spill blood and all this stuff over the years, I guess, what was your thoughts of pro wrestling?
I liked it ever, since I was a kid. People always ask me how was it to see your dad get bloodied, and I just, you just get numb to it. I used to see it, I used to go to the shows, he'd get bloodied. Next day I'd see him at breakfast fine, so I was like, all right, they'll bleed today and tomorrow I'll be fine. So that's pretty much the way I saw it as a little kid.
Cool, let's kick it back over to Zane Paisley, the Bearded Wonder.
Well, I don't want to jog your memory too much, so let's just go back to April. How was it being up there, being able to induct your father into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, that was cool. To be up there with my brother, my cousin, inducting my dad, and just going back and seeing, some of my old friends. There's a lot of new faces there, so I just, it was just fun to see all the old buddies and new faces that have joined the company.
What did you think about Mr. T's acceptance speech? Did him talking about his mother so long, it kind of shortened everybody's time for somebody like you to be able to talk about your father?
Yeah, no, I just said that for extra for extra flash or whatever. But they really didn't cut my time. They told me they said, look, everybody's done overtime, so just go out there and say whatever you want. I was just trying to have a little fun with the audience, and it's just so late in the show.
Very nice, very nice. So you said that you're mainly in the States now, but you are currently still wrestling in Puerto Rico as well, correct?
Yeah, I go whenever I can. I go back and forth to Puerto Rico whenever I get a chance, whenever the schedule allows.
Is there anybody that you're especially looking forward to seeing at Heroes and Legends 4? Any of the legends that you're looking forward to meeting up with again?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people on that list. Tommy Dreamer's a good friend of mine. It's good to see the crazy guys from BWO. Thea Trinidad is a good buddy. So I mean, yeah, it'll be a fun little show.
Awesome.
This is the Undisputed Wrestling Show, and we are talking to none other than Carlito. Let's kick it on over to the Morning Star, Will Huckabee.
Yeah, I'm sorry to make you delve into your memory, son, but I really want to know whose idea was it for you to start spitting the apple into people's faces? I think it might have even been Vince's own idea. When he saw that the pre-tape I did of spitting in an old man's face, he liked it and just told me to keep on doing it. So I had no problem with continuing that tradition. Did anybody else have a problem with you spitting the apple into their face?
I'm sure everybody who got spat on had a little problem. What are they going to say?
I was just wondering if one particular person was like, "Hey, look, can we have more apple and less saliva?"
No, nobody ever just nobody ever said nothing about seat in their faces. They weren't too happy.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you guys actually keep in contact and still watch the WWE and stuff?
Yeah, from time to time. I'm not, I don't, what do you call it? Follow religiously, but then again, I never did. I mean, I always liked the product and stuff, and but it's just hard to keep up with the shows nowadays, with any of the shows.
I was going to ask you, what do you think about the current product in regards to how it is now compared to how it was when you were working for them?
Like I said, I'm not there, so I'm not really gonna opinionate or have been following it religiously, so I can't, everybody takes shots at it and whatever. But I mean, it goes through cycles. You know what I mean? Wrestling's always like that. It goes through a good period, it goes through a bad period. You know what I mean? So whatever whatever period it's in now, it'll be, then it'll come up and it go back down again. You know what I mean? It's just the cycles that people are complaining now, but that's been since the beginning. Wrestling's gone through cycles like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know, Carlito. It's pretty tough. I mean, most people understand that. You had issues there at the end with WWE, with your character and such, but how difficult was it really being able to walk away from the big stage like that?
How was it? It was, I guess, fine, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't about the big stage about me. I was always giving forth a good product. And if I'm not giving something good, you know what I mean? I don't care what I'm being paid or whatever. I just don't want to be, you know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of it. I don't know. I'm one of the few people, I guess, that actually still cares, you know what I mean? I cared about what I was going out there, and I felt like, I'd be cheating people or robbing them when I can give them so much more. But, you know what I mean?
I guess where did you see your character going? I guess, where would you have liked it to have moved forward?
I don't know, man. That was so long ago that that's a good question. I don't even know anymore, you know what I mean? I've been away, 4 or 5 years? I don't even know, I don't know what's the last thing I was doing or I remember at the time I had my issues, but now I just can't remember, man. And, for me, I'm cool with it. It's all water under the bridge. I got no bitterness or nothing.
Did you have any particular favorites that you like to be in the ring with? I know you had long feuds with Ric Flair, but who's your favorite person to be in the ring with?
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot. I mean, I've had so many matches, so many different people. Guys like I just like guys that could go. Guys like Shelton or Rey Mysterio, my brother, stuff like that. Guys like that was always Shawn Michaels, it's just a whole bunch of different guys that, I'd have to sit down and you'd run names by me and I could tell you, who my favorites. But to pick one like that, of all these years, I can't remember.
Let's kick it on over to ZP.
All right. Well, let's run. You said to run some names by you, and I don't want you to put anybody down. I just want, 1 or 2 or 3 word answer of what you thought with working with those guys. Chris Masters.
Masters, he's gotten 20 times better now. He should be hired now, and he should be working, on the main stage now, because it's night and day, his work. If you see any of his work now, it's amazing how far along he's come.
Okay, how about somebody like John Cena?
John Cena, he's where he's at, because he earns every opportunity he's gotten. He's the leading figure in this business, and he's well deserved.
Excellent. One more name for you, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton's another guy that, is great talent, and, you can't go by what you hear outside the business about him. And deep down inside, he's got a good heart, and he's a good dude, and of course, you've seen, his work is tremendous.
Well, I think there's a lot of perception out there of people who report on pro wrestling, and they don't really know that much about it. And we don't present ourselves as wrestling journalists, other than the Bobby Heenan style of journalism. But we like to talk about wrestling. Can you inform us as fans of what one of the biggest misconceptions about either your career or pro wrestling in general that we usually make?
That's a good question, man. Again, because I've been out of it for so long. I don't know. People just don't.
It doesn't have to be about WWE. It can be about your daily matches right now.
I think. Well, I guess one misconception is, at least working for WWE, that it's not really a job, it's a lifestyle, you know what I mean? You're on the road so long, and really, when you're home, you're not really home. All you're doing is coming home to pay bills, fix everything you gotta fix, and you're thinking about, when you get home, all you're thinking about is when you gotta leave again, all the things you gotta do before you leave again. That's the way it was for me, like when I was never really home. Home was just where I'd go change my bag and get new clothes, you know what I mean? That's how it felt to me. And a lot of people don't realize, how grinding, how taxing that could be on you mentally and physically. That's really the hardest part. The wrestling part is the easy part.